Before I start, I just want to let you all know that when I refer to the Nazi symbol in question, I'm just going to mute it because I didn't want to say swastika because that's been appropriated by Nazis, and instead it should be Hakenkreuz, but I pronounced it wrong throughout the video. So I'm just gonna mute the sound whenever I say that word. Cool, I got it. During recent promotions for Set Me Free, Chaeyoung from Twice was styled in a QAnon t-shirt. QAnon is a far-right community and political movement of sorts in the United States that originated in 2017 on 4chan. Core to their beliefs is the conspiracy theory that the world, and specifically the American government, is run by a bunch of Satanist pedophiles. I won't go into depth regarding their beliefs because it's fucked up and disgusting, but just know they're a violent extremist group who spread misinformation and conspiracy theories, and they also stormed the Capitol. Now, obviously, I don't believe that Chaeyoung or her stylist are supporters of this movement, and I understand why South Koreans wouldn't recognize American right-wing symbols and paraphernalia, but there are some things that are just kind of common sense. Like, I as an American will not purchase anything with an American flag on it. Why are you as a South Korean doing it? It makes no sense. You have absolutely no reason to be pro-American as a South Korean citizen in South Korea. Like, I get the relationship, but come on. And also, for the stylist, going to thrift shops and purchasing clothes with shit on it that you don't really recognize, it's more so common sense to look it up before you make that purchase. Whatever. But moving forward, they should be more careful with their styling and actually do some research when purchasing clothes, especially with their attempts to break into Western markets, specifically American, because it only leads to situations like the one I'm going to discuss now. On Tuesday, Chaeyoung uploaded a photo of her wearing Sid Vicious merch with a on it. Sid Vicious is a quote-unquote icon of punk culture, more so racist white people. He often adopted Nazi imagery for shock value, to piss off squares, or to stand against it or be anti-establishment, as people will say. But any usage of fascist iconography or imagery is a big yikes to me. On top of that, Sid Vicious and his band, the Sex Pistols, are terrible human beings. After murdering his girlfriend Nancy Spugin in 1978, his band defended him, asserted his innocence, and sold t-shirts with the words, "She's dead, I'm alive, I'm yours," to help pay for his defense. Now, I don't expect Chaeyoung or many people to know about this and the kind of person Sid Vicious is, or was. I don't think she is the man's biggest supporter or a fascist. I don't know her beliefs, but I do think she's stupid. Like, I can't give her the benefit of the doubt too much since that big ass is on the shirt. That's not a whoopsie, oops, silly little me. You're 36, like, you're grown. I think we've all received a decent education and can recognize Nazi symbolism. And the fact that his name and face is right there, I just could not imagine purchasing articles of clothing with someone I don't know plastered dead center, and then wearing that shirt in public, snapping a picture not once but twice, and then uploading it to the internet where I have millions of eyes on me. Like, she could simply look it up and find out this information, or she could see the big ass on the shirt and simply not buy it. There's no defending it. Unlike with what she wore during Set Me Free promotions, this is her in her free time at lunch wearing a on her shirt. You see the difference? And even then, as an idol, you're not putting shit on me without me knowing what it is. Like, I've seen people say that vintage shirts like this one of Sid Vicious are hard to find and cost a lot of money, which is true. You literally cannot walk into a department store and find a Sid Vicious shirt. You cannot find them at their online stores. You'd have to go through sites like Amazon and Etsy or a secondhand store. It's also a true statement that genuine vintage t-shirts like this one will hurt your pockets. I found one for $1,000 on Etsy, and someone found the exact same shirt for $500 on Etsy, and they also found the Japanese store she probably would have gotten it from. I'm not gonna sit here and act like Chaeyoung was scouring the internet for this specific shirt, right? I assume that, like the QAnon shirt, they probably found it at a thrift store or something and then styled it. But that's still not an excuse, and I'm not gonna be like, poor JJ didn't know, because the fact that you saw the American flag, big ass and a face and a name, and still chose to purchase it, wear it not once but twice, and then go out in public, snap pictures and upload them is beyond me. That's insane. Idols gotta learn to say no to this styling shit. Like, Twice clearly have some control over their image. Miss Girl has several tattoos. You will be fined if you say, nah, I'm not wearing that shit. But also, we gain nothing from giving idols the benefit of the doubt because they will still have an army ready to defend and support regardless. And rarely will idols even face repercussions reactions for their actions. So I don't know, give her lashings. And I've seen people say, well, maybe she got it confused with like the actual religious symbol, but those two things are different. Like, I know the difference between a cross and one that's clearly upside down. She should know the difference between a religious symbol and one that's crooked, one that's associated with Nazis. Like, later that day, Chaeyoung deleted the post and issued a 6-sentence apology. It reads, "Hello, this is Chaeyoung from Twice. I sincerely apologize regarding the Instagram post. I didn't correctly recognize the meaning of the tilted swastika in the t-shirt I wore. I deeply apologize for not thoroughly reviewing it, causing concern. I will pay absolute attention in the future to prevent any situation similar from happening again. Sincerely apologize again." I guess, girl. This has strangely been a common occurrence in K-pop, where idols are styled or wearing Nazi symbols and American right-wing paraphernalia. This has been seen in idols from BTS to Purple Kiss. It also reminds me of the G-Friend scandal thing, the Hitler jokes and the contact name, and so on, posed up with a mannequin of a Nazi soldier. There was an idol who wore a "Think While It's Still Legal" shirt, and it often comes from groups and companies who are prioritizing Western audiences and markets, which will usually kind of be a defense. Like, why would a Korean know about World War II and Nazis? K-pop fans often dismiss these things as American history and only something Americans are taught, as if it's not a world war, number 2 at that, in a war that directly affected Koreans and Korean history and the Korean relationship with the Japanese. As we all know, they were occupied by Japan, which ended after World War II. But alright, mamas, whenever these situations happen, people always act like the South Korean education system is terrible, it's trash, like they don't have one of the best ones in the world, fastest internet in the world. These idols know, they just don't give a fuck. And this is the perfect example of it. She knows what a did, but she just did not care enough to look at the shirt and recognize what it was. Like, and as usual, Captain Save-A-Ho will come out and defend these idols. How do you not recognize Nazi symbolism? The most infamous symbol at that. Please be serious. But so many people are so silly talking about we need to educate them. This isn't like some niche small subject, like I said earlier. This is world history that, again, directly affects them. They know about it. There's no educating a 20-year-old about her own history. Like, and once again, in these situations, I just don't get why so many K-pop stans become Captain Save-A-Ho. Like, your fave will be fine. They have nothing to worry about. I haven't seen any brands drop her. I haven't seen, besides getting whacked by K-pop stans in a few news outlets, like, more harm was done to the community that she hurt than her. She's rich, she's pretty, like, she's in one of the most popular girl groups of all time. She'll be fine. You do not have to get on the internet and lie about what South Koreans do know and don't know, because when this happened with G-Friend, so many South Koreans came out and literally told us that they learned about World War II and Nazis in their school. So why do you think Chaeyoung or Sinbi or any other K-pop idol is exempt from that? But even with that, I find it so strange that people are so hyper focused on like the effects that it had. People are like, ooh, it's on TMZ, ooh, people, ooh, Billboard, it's over for her, now the girls are gonna, like, that's not what we should be focused on. It should be the communities that have been affected by this, because this was a very careless act, like this and others like it, but this one specifically, with how anti-Semitism is on the rise, especially in the US. She was in New York of all places. Like, girl, in conclusion, I just need these companies and idols to be much more careful going forward, and I need y'all to, again, be serious.